So I'm in Santa Barbara. Why am I in Santa Barbara? It's a long story, but I'm here for a few days, and I'll get in some hikes. Santa Barbara is very crowded, so if you can get crowded parts done easily, then it's a good time to do it. It's much easier to do the more remote places because there's no one there. So I'm about 17 miles north of Santa Barbara. Going to walk back to my van. That's a very handy thing to just be able to park the van and then drive to certain distance out and walk back. So this should be a really interesting hike. So come along with me. It starts off at it's called Haskell's Beach, and then we'll go out to the beach and hang a left and go south towards the van. Just a beautiful day at the beach. Gonna be a real nice hike. The beach walk. The sand's nice and firm. Fast walking. Bart's. Yes, this is Bart's. Looks like a real nice golf course. There is a trail that goes up there and then runs along this ridge, but the sand is really firm, and I'm making good time on the beach, and the angle of it is not that steep to throw off my hips that much. So I'll just stay on the beach for a while more. Lots of kelp. Yeah, so there's a guy walking on the upper trail, but as I say, it's good hiking down here at the beach too. So that's looking north where I just came from, and also the beautiful Santa Barbara mountains. Almost to this little point and then towards Santa Barbara. This is Coal Oil Point. I think I'm going to go up and walk on the trail for a little bit, change the scenery, if I don't slide off the... I'm gonna go a block inland here for about a half mile and then back out. If your car is parked in the front, how do you get your car out? Oh my gosh, a little crowded. You've got to really want to live at the beach. So I'm taking a nice little trail off, it looks like, that goes down the beach. I like these little 1 foot wide trails. They're just really pretty, and there's usually no one on it. And they're usually just right on the cliff. So this is Campus Point, and I'm going to go all the way down this beach, and then way around that point. It's a long way to go. And I look down, and it's the first time I've seen one of these in a while. California Coastal Trail, baby. You're on it. Pretty little park. It's a very green and blue world, isn't it? So this is University of California, Santa Barbara. So this is one of those decisions where if you go left, that'll go around the Atascadero Creek, but you can go this way on the beach if the tide is out, and it's only 2 feet above its lowest tide. So there's a creek crossing, and it's a risk to see if it's 6 feet deep to turn around. But so now I'll save a few steps if it works by going on the beach. So it looks okay so far, but the question will be when you get to Atascadero Creek, if it's a creek, they say a creek, but there may be nothing there. It may be completely dry sand. That's how it works here. Nice place to have lunch. Yeah, you can see when the tide's in, it's probably right up on these rocks. I mean, there's that much difference. Atascadero Creek. See if I can cross this somewhere without getting my feet wet. Maybe over here, where I could just leap. Yeah, that's a pretty good creek. Not tiny. I really don't want to take my shoes off. I really don't want to do that. Well, it's the first time I've had to take my shoes off on this trail. That's some pretty cold water. Just for that. All right. Yeah, so the tide's going out. It should be at low tide in about another hour. Boy, sure is calm, isn't it? Look how calm that is. Like a lake, not an ocean. Boy, that's a nice private staircase. What did that cost? I guess when you have a $5 million house, a $100,000 staircase is not a big deal. This might be rocky, we'll see. Good thing the tide's out. Maybe there's enough sand there to walk on. Oh yeah, good enough. Coming up on a big kelp field. I smell kelp fields at low tide. Yeah. Covered with it. Trying not to disturb these little seagulls. It's disgusting. Full of flies. It's just swarming with flies. Interesting. Interesting and disgusting at the same time. They're very upset. I've lived on the beach and in California for most of my life. Been a surfer. I've never seen this deep of kelp or seagrass. So I lived in Hawaii for a while. This is lava. This is just this part here is, and the kind of lava it is called pahoehoe in Hawaii. It means it flowed and then froze. Very pretty. Yeah, this where I'm standing, you can see that's the water level there. So you can only do this in low tide. So there is a trail that goes up on this ridge, but low tide here is in 2 hours, the lowest of the tide nadir. So I'll just keep walking on this beach then for now. I would guess this is a nude beach. You see everything on the trail. People without clothes, I would guess that would be a nude beach. One of the few access points, I think it says Los Olas Drive, but it's a long beach with high cliffs, so there's very few ways to get to it. Well, I don't know what it is, but they would bring stuff down to it via a trolley, and boy, it was built to last. So I think at that point on the other side of that is where the town of Santa Barbara starts, but we'll see. Boy, I think this will be the longest beach walk that I've done so far. Of the 18 miles, about only 2 of it was not on the beach. So it's different because when you're on the beach, it's not level. Maybe so I'm going this way, so my right foot drops about 1 inch lower than my left foot does. So that's not bad for, a quarter mile, but you do that for 16 miles. At my age, it's not quite as easy. Maybe if you're 22, you can do it, but it throws off your hips and then it throws off your back, and then, but I'm doing okay. So about 1 more hour until the lowest of the low tide. Yeah, it's pretty low. I could see if the tide was high, you couldn't do this. There must be a good beach access point up here, because there's lots of people looking for the low tide treasures. Nice place to have a cold beer, huh? I must be getting close to town. Lots of people. So there's low tide, 6 feet lower than it was when it was high tide today at about 10 a.m. Hey, rounding the corner to Santa Barbara in the home stretch. So I go inland a little bit to go around this marina and then back over. I think I'm about 1.5 miles from the van. That is a lot of boats. My gosh, just as far as you can see. Breakfast. Cool pier. You can even drive out on it. Wow. It's a very delicate balancing act. It's a beautiful evening. So I'm to my turn. Right over there is my van, about 4 blocks away. So leaving the CCT tomorrow, just going from the south of here 18 miles and then walking back to this spot. So that way you get 35 miles done of a real congested area. So thanks for coming to hike with me today.